understand they have two people that was checking Dolph out at the register when they only tried to tell you it was one. Maurice, the owner, was inside there. He even said himself that he was there when he was pulling up and everything in the Lincoln. Y'all gotta understand that it take at least 5 minutes to warm the Lincoln up. So for him to get over there, he had to have known already to have the car going. It's November. That's the winter time when you think about it. Because this the even though Memphis is in the South, it's on East Coast time zone. So the East Coast get cold. Everybody knows this. So when it's November and Maurice heating up the Lincoln, that means he had to have known that he got to pull up at 8:59 for somebody to let somebody in. And so that's when they had to say, okay, Raven was already there handling that situation. But how is it that they can't release what happened from that camera right there in the corner of the store, right by the awning and the siding? Because that's where the dude who stepped on the footprint that they seen the same clue in the tour bus was running right underneath that camera. So they can't show somebody inside running out the cookie shop and jumping into the whip and skirting off.
It's no way that it was people sitting there. They watched this man, and you know for a fact, Young Dolph, he got the bulletproof cars. We know for a fact that Yo Gotti not finna drive his own car. We know for a fact that Moneybagg Yo or Blac Youngsta, neither True Mafia, they finna drive their own car. It's finna take so many people and they finna have a getaway driver. And you gotta understand, the limo driver was the main one in the front who was basically directing everybody out the window. He raised the window down, he turned to the side, he stuck his arm out the window. Once he stuck his arm out the window, he flagged everybody to go. He instantly he told Straight Drop they was right behind the man. I want everybody to really look at everything that's going on. And if you really look at the footage, look at the picture that they study releasing still shots, and this is what's making me mad. So I want everybody to really pay attention to what's going on, because in all actual reality, this is a revolving door, and we got to really pay attention to what's going on.
And the reason Key Glock's brother got there so quick is because he was supposed to show up to the music video too, man. It's not just three people in the music video. They don't do that. Anybody who does a music video in the hood, Snoop Band said he did 20 music videos in his hood, and that's why he like dog got respect for him, because at that point he's supposed to already be out of there at Castalia Market. But the way that it goes is the way they do that is that they have at least 10 to 15 people in the background or the music videos. Somebody got to pull up in the whip. Key Glock brother and his friends was all supposed to be there. Man, they pulled up in jean jackets, running out of that restaurant from across the street, having breakfast when they heard what was going on. Because they just talked to Raven moments ago. Because you already know, if you binge watch all the videos, you would already know that Raven ate food there before. And so when Key Glock's brother and his friends seen that, they was tipping the waitress going out the door, and that's when they heard everything going on, and they heard the ricochet from the dude dumping the rounds and skirting and jumping into the whip and skirting off. You could still hear the window rolling up and the echo of him yelling to the limo driver to stomp his foot on the gas pedal, and then you heard the tires squeal and he take off. But by the time Key Glock brother got outside and turned his head to see the Bentley truck driving away, it was too late because the window already rolled up on that side of the car, and the tint is so heavy. The Bentley truck with Yo Gotti's limo driver already come with tint. But since it's a limo, they put limo tint on top of it, so it's even darker. So as soon as they jumped in and took off, after you see the arm out the window and everything like that, you don't know who it is. And so that's why that's why they took the whole place off of that and everything. When
At
you see exotic cars, you always see that they either have no license plate or they get the license plate from the place that's giving them the car.
at 9:30 a.m., I saw Makita Raven let Young Dolph in, and for her to even say that she wasn't around, like how could you say that when I saw you? Like, I want you to really pay attention to what's going on and really open your eyes to the fact that we know for a fact Marcus Thorne was the main one. He saw everything that went on. That's why he laid low. That's why you hear nothing about him. That's why he was there at the scene, but he not locked up no more. They said he got out. Like at the end of the day, we know for a fact that the DA released the documents uncovering that they followed this man, and the limo driver was the main one. That's why when they booked the limo driver, he was the main one that basically he had to tell because he was driving. He was the getaway driver. That's why I say if you ever in the streets, you know for a fact if anybody following you, you have to look through your rearview mirror. Sometimes you have to crack your window if you got tinted windows, and you have to literally look through the side mirror. Make sure ain't nobody following you, because at the end of the day, we know for a fact that the strategic move that they did on Young Dolph, they follow Young Dolph from Roof Chris to his mansion. Once they follow him to, y'all gotta really pay attention to this. Once they follow him to his mansion, it really opened the doors for people to really like be like, oh, so this, so oh, okay, because they didn't know his mansion was he literally had a mansion in like that was all white in Castelia. Y'all gotta understand what's going on because the apartments right there by. Y'all gotta look at what's going on, man, because in all actual reality, after they follow him from there, boy, once he left out the next morning, he didn't think that that was them following him. He didn't think that. Once he instantly hopped on the E-way, he started driving. He drove for about, I say about 10, 15 minutes. They thought he stayed far away because they never was really able to catch up with him because Young Dolph was the type of person who would hop in the car. He'd instantly take the other way to the crib instead of going the same way. So they'll get tired of following him after a while. Once he instantly go to these stores, he study stopping. They don't want to just up and start blowing at these random stores. That's why they had Makita Raven them to basically lure him in and instantly, hey, Dolph, I need you to come promote the cooking for me, man. At the end of the day, we know for a fact that these the same people who told him to promote the cookies. They said he was coming in there for strawberry and lemon cookies for their mother. Y'all gotta understand, Pamela Hill, she was put up. Pamela Hill know for a fact that if she was there, she would have stopped them from even running up on Dolph because she was the one who was letting all the guys from the hood, Chula Mafia, Moneybagg Yo, Blac Youngsta, and Yo Gotti. Y'all gotta understand, she was letting all of them in the same house. Like they was cool once upon a time. They'd instantly leave from her house and go straight to the studio.
And after they got Dolph out the way, you got to understand the first when the firefighter pulled up, the first person he talked to is Maurice because he the owner of the store. When they push the button at the register, they got to respond. They can't talk to nobody else other than the person who pushed that button. And so they ask him, what did he do? Whatever he told that dude is the reason why Marcus Thornton got put in that car and we ain't never seen him again, man. Because as soon as they did that, they told him to put they grabbed his wrist and put the metal pieces on and started walking him over to it. And literally you could hear the door open and everything. And so what happened is that after that, you ain't see him no more. And so somebody had to have said something about him being the one or whatever, because they were not going, if he witnessed it and seen everything happen, they not going to take him in because they got somebody they talked to before. So they getting whatever they said, it was a slip. They should not have said nothing and just showed the footage. And that's why it's such a hard time, because it was a lot of panic going on. It could have been happened whatever way, because it was 15 to 20 minutes before they got there.
And it goes to show that Young Dolph, he didn't have he didn't have the clues that he needed to find out that this was the same people. He could have put True Mafia on if he wanted. Like, I want y'all to let me know in the comment section. Hit the like button if y'all new to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, man. Like, at the end of the day, I want y'all to look at everything that's going on. If Young Dolph had hands on True Mafia and everything that they had going on in the hood, he would have been able to sign them because he knew for a fact True Mafia was still messing with the ops, which is CMG. That's their top op. Like, y'all gotta really understand, Young Dolph, he had all these ops by himself. And when I say all these ops, meaning again, not the same people that he already done squashed with. No, CMG, Black Youngsta, Heavy Camp. You got to understand, BGE, they got over 40 members in every one of those names I just named. And this goes to show Young Dolph was facing something that he really didn't know. And it's sad because Young Dolph was, I'm going to let y'all know, he was boxed in, man. People think that he wasn't boxed in. He was boxed in, man. He couldn't leave out the shop because if he left out the shop, they instantly got it on him. They instantly had, it was too many dots on him. Once they put them red dots on him, it was over with because we know for the fact the people that was inside the shop, they already kept calling his name when he tried to walk out the shop. Young Dolph tried to get up out that shop, boy, before they Big Jug know for he know 4 people was the main one out there. It was the people that he was watching. He had to make sure the bag get done. He had to make sure all the money that they issued out, he had to make sure all that was, he had to make sure that was accounted for. The job was done. I know a lot of people gonna sit back and look at it like, hold on, why did Big Juke hop out the car? I want y'all to look at one thing that they just said, what really put me in the dismemberment. I want y'all to really look at that, man, because they said that these people scheduled him to be there to do an opening to basically promote Makitas. Then they said that he was supposed to be there for a music video, which in conjunction makes me think, like, hold on, why would they call him there early? Like at the end of the day, he wasn't doing nothing for himself. They wanted everything to be done for them. You got to look at one thing. They real life sat there and called that man. He was supposed to come 2 hours late, man, and this is what makes me so mad.
And when T-Mobile released the whole thing about the phone call with Snoop Bands and Big Moochie Grape, they played it back. He told both of them that they was all supposed to meet there at 8:59 a.m. Like, and the fact that if they supposed to meet there, that means the people in the store got to know that they coming. They not just gonna let people come to the store at 8:59 a.m. Somebody has to let them in. And so they know they expecting them to come. Makita's Raven knows anybody that walks in and out of that door, and they keep that back door propped open. So it's people entering on all sides, man. And you got to understand that the T-Mobile playback rewind of the phone call is not going to get changed. It's going to be played exactly like how they said. So if he says we're meeting at Nikita's for a music video at 8:59 and they know we're coming, that you can't change that. There's no blur in the footage for that. You hear it clear. And so what y'all gotta realize is that means everybody was supposed to be there, but then he's only there by himself. So something went wrong in the whole grand mix of all that. Is not no reason that he should be a millionaire showing up to a place alone when it's supposed to be 30 dudes of backup.
I know for a fact that you like that's something that we all can really sit back and really pay attention to because in all actual reality, the same people that did this to him, only a few of them locked up. And from what the examiner's report stating, man, they sunk that man up, man. They hit that man 22 times. Hey, you hear me? At the end of the day, man, like you have to be really aware of Moneybagg Yo was in the back seat of the truck. Look, he raised the window down. Once he raised the window down, that's when they spotted him. Like at the end of the day, the girl said that the black truck, the white Mercedes, and the red car. I want y'all to really look at that because y'all know what happened. These people is calling from Memphis saying these people set this man up and then rush straight to Privé. Y'all know what just happened to Privé.
Exactly. They told the limo driver to stomp on the gas pedal and go to the back of Privé because they had to get out. Like, that's why they swarmed the parking lot and was barricading so that nobody could get into Privé because they know who just showed up in the back door and got in through the secret entrance. The same secret entrance that the three dudes used to get up in there and sneak up onto that table that happened with Yo Gotti's cousins there. And condolences to them and anybody who got affected by that because that shouldn't have happened to nobody. They should have made sure that no one can run into Privé. And the only reason that happened is because of the fact that that's where they went to after the young Dolph.
And that makes you wonder, like, hold on phone them. This ain't what Young Dolph was. He not even from Memphis. He was only in Memphis so that he can make him a little bread. You gotta understand, he was going back and forth, and they knew exactly when he got off that plane. They dropped his low. Y'all gotta really look at that when your low get dropped, man. And I know a lot of y'all from the streets. If y'all from the streets, let me know in the comment section, man, because people, they know for a fact that Young Dolph came out there for a reason. And he sat there, he only let Big Moochie Grape, Key Glock, Mia J, and the man, shout out, hey, I want to realize some of my condolences, man, to Mia J and the family, man, for the loss of Young Dolph. I want y'all to really look at that because it hurts to see that the evidence that's coming out is pointing back to the same people who played a role in everything that went on with Young Dolph.
Exactly, and none of that would have happened if they was just gonna stay doing what they do. But the thing is that he was coming from New York, and Big Moochie Grape was right there. He was trying to help Big Moochie Grape do his whole thing in New York. But see, the thing is Yo Gotti had connections in the CMG faction of New York because of the fact that Jay-Z is right there. So the fact he didn't go and say hi to check into Jay-Z and left New York. And then once Yo Gotti heard that he was coming into Memphis, and he got mad because he was doing the turkey drive, and that makes Yo Gotti look bad because Yo Gotti didn't do that before. And so he was winning over the people. And that makes him feel a type of way to where sometimes when that comes and push comes to shove, somebody will be like, no, if they can't do that because of the fact that it's supposed to be in Yo Gotti's eyes his city, but then the people is choosing Dolph as the king of Memphis.